welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. You see the thumbnail. Do the New York Giants have enough weapons? Let me repeat myself. Do you think the New York Giants have enough weapons? I can't wait to see what the comment section says about this question, but I pose this question because I think when it comes to the New York Giants fan base, we're all over the place in this discussion. And what made me come up with this video was I'm seeing the rumors about the wide receivers that, the fans said we need to add another wide receiver, or I saw the new trade rumors about possibly being interested in the tight end Kyle Pitts from Atlanta. And I keep thinking to myself, like, as a fan base, we keep jumping into these conversations. We keep inviting these conversations because I'm assuming that a lot of us feel like we don't have enough. We don't have enough players or enough weapons to succeed in this league. And I'm asking people, I'm asking the fan base, I'm asking us out there, like, take time to step back and think about and analyze the situation that we're going into for the 2025 season. And when you look at the wide receiver room, when you look at the tight end room, when you look at the running back room, I don't think there's a lack of talent. I know there's not a lack of talent there. It's all about how do you get the best out of the players that you have right now. And then what is the best? I think it's more question marks than a lack of anything. And when you have question marks, I understand you can be the type of person to be like, yeah, we don't have enough. But to me, I think the New York Giants have enough to compete in the division, enough to compete in the league, enough to put up points. I think we have that. The main issue is this, and I think a lot of people will understand what I'm getting at. It's about the quarterback play at the end of the day. We talk about guys needing weapons, offensive line. It's about the quarterback at the end of the day. And I have a simple question. And obviously Russell Wilson is going to be the starter for the New York Giants in 2025. How long he is a starter, we'll find that out. But I have one simple question when it comes to Russell Wilson. Can Russell Wilson get the ball to the receivers on time? We already know that Russell Wilson is not who he was. He's not the Houdini he was in the 2010s and stuff like. We understand that he's not that guy. I understand that, but I like to think about things in just a lot simpler. I don't need to go into crazy details. I don't think this discussion needs crazy details or in-depth analysis. Can Russell Wilson get the ball to the receivers on time? That's the simple question. And if the answer is yes, this offense should be way more productive. And if the offense is way more productive with the roster as is, we have enough weapons here. Just think about what teams have. When you look around the league, when you look around the NFC East, what do they have? I'll start with the NFC East, right? When you look at the teams in the NFC East, does every team in the NFC East have that number one wide receiver? The answer is yes. The Giants have it. The Eagles have it. The Commanders have it. You know what I mean? Everybody has it. When the Eagles got A.J. Brown, Cowboys have CeeDee Lamb, Commanders have Terry McLaurin, the New York Giants have Malik Nabers. That's your wide receiver ones around the division. The New York Giants are right there. Malik Nabers, if he takes the next step, he can be possibly the best wide receiver in the division. And you can arguably be one of the best receivers in the league. I mean, but let's just take the baby steps first, right? Let's talk about the division. When you look at the wide receiver too, that's where you start to drift off. But I don't think it's necessarily, all talent based. I think it's about opportunities too. So when you look at the Eagles, they got Smitty, Devontae Smith. Dallas now has George Pickens, and the Commanders have Deebo Samuel. Then when you look at the Giants, you're like, okay, well, we need something else. And people throw out names like Amari Cooper. They throw out names like Keenan Allen. They throw out names like Gabe Davis. Why are we sleeping on Darius Slayton so much? And people say, oh, Darius Slayton dropped the ball. Outside of the drops, which we believe he's corrected that, Just look at the opportunities Darius Slayton has had and what he's done with those opportunities. Guy gets 45 to 50 catches early on in his career, averaging 700 yards in those 40 to 50 receptions. So imagine if Darius Slayton gets 90 catches, 80 catches. That's a 1,000-yard wide receiver. And that would put him right on par with all of the other wide receiver twos in the division. I mean, you have guys like Devontae Smith that can give you 1,100, 1,200, but I'm just saying that puts you on par. Now, let's start digging a little deeper into this wide receiver room. Our third option is Wan'Dale Robinson. And then we have a fourth option right now in Jalin Hyatt, which hasn't even scratched the surface on what he should be able to do. So if you can get Wan'Dale Robinson going, and the main thing for Wan'Dale Robinson, we saw it in college, is he could be a big yak receiver, but he's not getting the ball on time, or he hasn't been getting the ball on time. That's the biggest difference between a guy like CeeDee Lamb getting the ball on time from Dak Prescott, Terry McLaurin getting the ball on time, Devontae Smith. When receivers get the ball, like if Malik Neighbors got the ball on time last year, he might have had 1,500 yards, 1,600 yards receiving if he just got the ball on time, and a lot more touchdowns. The quarterback play is so important. So when people keep asking or wanting other wide receivers and that are out there that you want to trade for, give up picks for, a guy like Kyle Pitts who hasn't done anything with the Atlanta Falcons, you want to trade picks for? No. How about you focus on the guys that you've had? We've drafted a tight end in almost every draft since Shane's been here. Almost every draft since Shane's been here, we've gotten a tight end. And what do? We kind of put guys on the back burner. No, we don't need Kyle Pitts, in my opinion. We don't need him. We need to develop the guys that we have in the room right now. There's a lot of potential when it comes to this tight end room. Some people are just sitting back thinking like the tight end room is a weakness. It's not a weakness, in my opinion. It's untapped, it's unproven, but it's not a weakness. When you look at the wide receiver room, it's untapped, it's unproven, but there's still a lot of talent in that room. So for me, I'm just sitting back like, no, the New York Giants do have enough weapons. The question is, are we going to have the quarterback play? Are we going to have the quarterback play to succeed in 2025? That's the biggest question. And for me, again, I go back to the question that I asked everybody in the beginning of this video when it comes to Russell Wilson. He's not the Russell Wilson of old, but can he get the receivers the ball on time? Is he going to be able to read the defenses? Is he going to take the chances? Is he going to throw the ball deep? Brian Daboll has wanted to push the ball downfield since he got here. On occasion, Daniel Jones was able to do it. For the most part, Darius Slayton was on the other end of those balls, receiving balls. But I believe with a guy like Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, these guys are not afraid to take the chances. These guys can play within structure and get the ball out on time and are not afraid. Love that. And then eventually, when Jackson Dart takes over, you have another guy who has a cannon of an arm, who's not afraid to throw the ball, and has somewhat of a it factor as well when you get to Jackson Dart. Young guy, he can run the ball a bit, has some swag to him too. So it's not a question of if the New York Giants have enough weapons, because I believe we do. It's a question if the quarterbacks can do what they need to do in order to, to succeed in 2025. So that's going to be my quick video, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. You see the thumbnail. I didn't put all the players on there. I really didn't even talk about the running back room yet. But yeah, I think the New York Giants have enough weapons. Let me know what you guys think. I will say this, though. I'm never against improving the roster. Never against that. But when I'm looking at some of the options right now and some of the players that people are talking about, no, I'd rather run with the guys that we got in the building right now. Obviously, injuries are one thing. Gabe Davis is coming off an injury. He does have familiarity with Daboll. But outside of that, man, work with the guys that you got in the building and see what you can do with that first. If all else fails, then you can make some moves, look into some other options and things like that. But that's going to be the video. I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.